Today is July 10th, 2019, and this is your daily Half-Life 3 update. Today, I decided that I'm going to do the Q&A thing. So yesterday, I asked you for some questions, and I got a bunch of questions in the comment section. I'm just going to read off the questions. Up first, we have a question by Surreal, the Phantasmagorical, and he wants to know, do you happen to have a Patreon? Now, as a matter of fact, I do have a Patreon, and you can find the link to the Patreon in the description below. It's a pretty nice Patreon, I think. Then Jan Piesert asked, have there been any news since day one? There has been kind of news. I mean, there's been things that I've talked about. I have a playlist on my channel, the best of Hazard Time. I basically just put any video, well, not every video, but if you really want to find a video where I might be talking about news, I would suggest you click on any video that's longer than 30 seconds. If it's longer than 30 seconds, it means I'm actually doing something, talking about something. I do remember cases of talking about stuff, but there hasn't really been that much. It has been surprisingly quiet. There has been a much more lack of news than I expected when I started this. Griffin Han Lalime asked if I saw the shirt that he tweeted at me. Or whoever. I can't see with that picture. Maybe I shouldn't assume anything. I can get in hot water for that today. But I did not until I read the comment a couple hours ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I should check my Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter in a long time. So I guess today I saw it, and I thought the t-shirt design looked kind of cool. Double Unifier H25JNDB Original Music asked, what's your opinion on Project Borealis? It looks cool. I think I've said it before, it also doesn't really matter in a way, because Half-Life 2 Episode 3 is never going to happen. Half-Life 3 is still the thing. And I think there was a certain point in time when they stopped working on Episode 3 and started working on Half-Life 3. When Half-Life 3 comes out, it's not going to be anything similar to what Episode 3 would have been. So since they're two very distinct things, it's not really the same, in my opinion. Albert the Final asked, will you ever give up? No. E111teen asked, where do you get your Half-Life news? Just Google. Josh Bird asked, what is the meaning of life? That's obvious. It's 42. And then I forgot to read that name. Mega P4CM4N asked, would you make a daily Half-Life 4 update series once Half-Life 3 is released? God, I hope not. Random Person Online asked, I'm being haunted. Random Person Online asked, what made you start making daily Half-Life 3 updates? Honestly, I've been doing this so long, I don't remember. Peyton Townsend asked, are the Half-Life games even your favorite games? If not, which are your favorites? Half-Life 2 is my favorite game. I also like the episodes 1 and 2 a lot. I have not played Half-Life 1. I have played pretty much most of Black Mesa. And once Zen comes out, I plan on playing all of that. And maybe one day I'll play the Decay and the Blue Shift and stuff like that. But I do like Half-Life 2 a lot. Necro Gaming asked, how's your day? It's pretty good. Apparently I'm being haunted, so that's not so good. Jinpan Feather asked, why don't you like Harry Potter? I guess this is reference to my letterbox, where I have a couple Harry Potter movies among my list of least favorite movies of all time, and I stand by that list. I don't really... I wouldn't say that I hate the Harry Potter movies. I did read the books. I did like the books. I'm not obsessed with the books. But overall, I found the movies to get progressively more and more disappointing. Especially, like, movie 5 was incredibly bad and disappointing, and is even worse since I like book 5 a lot. So, Stingray asked, how are you? I'm doing well. You guys are really digging deep with these questions here. Stev3NJ asked, did you take a vacation during day 510 to 519? I have no idea what this is in reference to, so I'll just say no. Dr. John Zoidberg asked, have you ever played any Half-Life 1 or 2 mods? If so, then which was your favorite? I should have noticed this before, because I have played a mod, which I think I've talked about on here, and I think it's Downfall, which I enjoyed that. It was pretty simple, but still felt, very much within the vein of Half-Life 2. Then Phase MLG asked, do you think Half-Life 3 will have RTX support when it releases? Now, to my knowledge, RTX is a gaming conference in Austin that's either run by Rooster Teeth, or Rooster Teeth has a very big presence in there. So if that's what you're referring to, I don't know what your comment means. And if RTX means something else, I don't know what that is. So I will just say maybe Half-Life 3 will have RTX support. I guess we'll have to see. Snailberg asked, why are your Xboxes no longer in frame? Because I moved them. I moved them to another location, and I use them as part of the backdrop that I set up for the weekly rummage sale movies. Paul Christo asked, what was the last bit of substantive news about Half-Life 3? I mean, I don't know. Use Google. I mean, Gabe Newell's made jokes about it. He's made a couple. I think he's made like 2 this year. There was, I don't know. I don't honestly keep track. I'm more of a day-to-day guy. Real Trap Lord asked, what's your favorite Half-Life game? Half-Life 2 is my favorite Half-Life game. Jeez. I'm not even going to try this one. Sorry, guy. But this person asked, what are your thoughts on when Austin McConnell gave you a shout-out? I thought that was really cool. I did not expect that. I was very happy to see that. And yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. And then Richard Rich asked, nice shirt, do they make it for men? Interestingly enough, I remember someone by the name of Joe Rich asking this exact same thing in another video, a couple weeks or a couple months ago. So I guess not being funny is genetic. Who knew? Yellow Pudding asked, do you ever pre-record videos assuming there will be no news about Half-Life 3? No, I have never done that at all. Stem Pitrick asked, what is your favorite game? My favorite game is Half-Life 2. I guess I should just say some other games that I like too, huh? I like the Halo games. I like Simpsons Hit and Run. I like Destroy All Humans. I like Fahrenheit, aka Indigo Prophecy. I like Deus Ex Human Revolution. No, Deus Ex Invisible War. I haven't finished any other Deus Ex game besides that one. I really like the Fallout games, particularly Fallout 4 is my favorite Fallout game. Yeah, Silent Hill 4 The Room. I don't know. There's just a couple other I like. Throw that out there. Which one of your other videos do you most recommend watching, and for what reason? The videos I most recommend watching, I mean, honestly, I guess it's the only other two things I do. I would definitely recommend watching the podcasts that I do on Monday and the rummage sale movies thing I do on Friday. I think those are both good. Watch one, see which one you like the more, see which one you like more, and then keep going from there. Santiago Xenon asked, where do I live? I live in Mississippi. Danil Toropov asked if there are any Half-Life 3 updates. There is no news about Half-Life 3. Not a Real Person asked, do making these videos drive you insane? No. Testing asked, do you know that you are doing God's work with these videos? Yes. Malikahuza asked, would you rather fight one person-sized duck or 5 duck-sized people? I think the 5 duck-sized people. Casey Welch asked, how old is that now famous Jurassic Park poster on your walls? Maybe about 3 years, give or take. It's not like I bought it in '93 when this thing came out, because '93 was a year before I was born. Coffee Demon, nope, he didn't ask anything. He said a generic tomorrow's the day I can feel it thing. Moving on. Evan asked, how long do you want your beard to grow? As long as possible. Unregistered Shitposter 2 asked, why? Why not? Tristan Smith asked, who is your biggest inspiration? I came up with 5. Pretty much it. Red Letter Media, Rooster Teeth, Shane Carruth, and David Lynch. Paul the Fonz asked, what is your day job? Currently, patreon.com/hazardtime. The link is in the description below. And yeah, apparently that's it. So, there you go. My favorite game is Half-Life 2, in case you missed that when first 3 times I asked it. And that has been your daily Half-Life 3 update for July 10th, 2000.